on to another such concept that everybody felt patriotic about when it was launched. The question that we're asking on the urban debate today is, where is the Swachh Bharat cess going? Now remember, the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, or the Clean India Mission, is the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's pet project, along with Housing for All. It's a mass movement to ensure that every Indian has basic sanitation facilities by 2019. The mission that envisages a garbage-free India and clean public spaces. The government now collects 0.5% Swachh Bharat cess on all service tax. And you should know this, the government has already collected, from late last year to early this year, nearly 4,000 crore rupees towards its Swachh Bharat mission. It's been nearly 2 years since Modi called for a Swachh Bharat and a year since we began paying that cess. The question is, are our cities any cleaner? Are any of our public spaces cleaner? Are any of the toilets that were supposed to have been built for that Swachh Bharat cess, have any of them been built at all? We went around asking people in all of our cities what they felt. Listen in.
कचरे के बारे में मेरे को अच्छा नहीं लगता है, घान लगता है।
खाते में जाता है लेकिन गवर्नमेंट कचरा उठा नहीं रही है। बहुत सारे कचरे इधर उधर पड़े हैं, बहुत गंदगियाँ हो रही हैं।
तो यहाँ सब पानी भरा हुआ है और ये सब म्यूनसिपैलिटी का काम है ये। इससे गंदगी होएगी और इससे बीमारी भी होएगी। तो ये सब चीज़ करना चाहिए इन लोगों को। आधा पैसा आधा से ज़्यादा तो खा जाते हैं और आधा काम करते हैं और आधा छोड़ देते हैं। ऐसा
स्वच्छ भारत का पैसा तो देखो ऐसा गंदगी में जाता है, क्योंकि हटाने में जाता है। पब्लिक समझती नहीं, पब्लिक को भी वो है हक कि अपना जो अपन जहाँ बैठते हैं वो सफाई रखे। उसको भी सोचना चाहिए कि अपना घर है तो उसकी उधर भी स्वच्छ रखे तो बीमारी नहीं होगी ना।
सब पैसा जो है जब खा जा रही है, पब्लिक साफ सफाई नहीं हो रही है। और
बाजू वाले को उठा के लेके जाता है सबको, और ये मुट्ठी पे कच्चा कौन, कितना पानी जमा है, कितना मच्छर है उसके अंदर, देखो ना, कोई देखता नहीं। कितना आदमी को तकलीफ है, कुछ नहीं करता कोई। किसी को बोलेगा वो मुट्ठी वाले को कंप्लेंट करो, कंप्लेंट करे तो वो भी बात सुनता नहीं, वो पैसा खाने का बात करता है। बस पैसा दे, अभी साफ करता है, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को बोलता है, वो साफ करके जाएगा।
You know, we went around various cities collecting footage, looking at citizens to send us photographs of garbage and of problems across your city. It's the same story in all of our cities. Bangalore, streets piling up with garbage, open defecation, slums that do not have toilets, all of which are a problem for us. Mumbai, massive dump yards, garbage not being handled. Dump yards are causing air pollution and water pollution, and of course, garbage on the streets. Delhi has a problem of garbage on the streets and a dengue breakout right now, which is going to be a huge problem in our capital city. All of these, Chennai, Hyderabad, all of these cities, Pune, all of them have the same problem. Swachh Bharat tax that we have all been paying is not finding its way to the right areas. Joining me on the show tonight, Jaiveer Shergill is the spokesperson of the Congress Party. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, spokesperson of the BJP, will join us in a little while. Saurabh Shah is a team member of Mobi Trash that helps citizens segregate and dispose of garbage. Ajay Kumar, Senior Advisor of Sulabh International Social, who's done more than any government has up till now to actually solve the problem of open defecation. Rohit Kakkar, Technical Advisor of the Ministry of Urban Development, working specifically on the Swachh Bharat campaign. And Rishi Sridhar is the co-founder and advisor business and strategy for Kabadiwala Connect in Bangalore. Subbaiah TS is the founder of Citizens for Sustainability, which is also an NGO that works in Bangalore. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the show. I'm going to start with Rohit Kakkar. Rohit Kakkar, we know that the government had a target of about 66,000 toilets to be built every year for 5 years in the Swachh Bharat campaign. From what I understand, only 1,000 toilets have been built so far. The problem of open defecation is a massive one, and the government is just not doing enough. Where is the Swachh Bharat money going? And I want to point this out to our audience. This might actually put you off your dinner, but when there's open defecation happening in slums near you, the flies and the disease find their way into your home. They find their way into your meals and into your children's tiffin boxes. This is not something we can turn our eyes away from and pretend is not happening. This is our responsibility, and this is the responsibility of the government that runs our cities. Rohit Kakkar, what is the target right now for the government on open defecation, and why have we achieved so little?
Good evening. This figures which you have just given to us, 66,000. In fact, I'll give you the figures for the urban area. There was when the Swachh Bharat mission was launched on 2nd October 2014, the targets which were worked out based on census 2011 data was that we require 1.04 crore toilets to be constructed for urban households, and in addition around 5.12 lakh public and community toilet units will have to be built. So that was a target, and from what we are doing is that weekly we get a data from all the cities. There are 4,041 cities in the country, and every city is connected to the National Mission Directorate. And the figures for this particular last week was that out of the 1.04 lakh, 22.59 lakh toilets, out of 1.04 crore, 22, that is around 21% of the toilets which were supposed to be constructed in the towns of our country have been constructed for the individual household. And out of the 5.12 lakh public and community toilet units which were required, around 93.985, that is 93,985 is the figure which we got till now. So as far as construction of toilets is concerned, these are the data which we have. And what I'll also like to point out is that the figures of cess collection also relate to the rural, which has got 75% to 25%. The urban Swachh Bharat mission is around 25% of the overall scope, and rural is around 75%. So even that needs to be just kept in mind. Thank you.
25% of the Swachh Bharat mission. Ajay Kumar, help us understand here. You've been working for Sulabh International for such a long time. Are these targets accurate that we've actually managed to achieve 21% of the number of toilets that need to be constructed in our urban centers so far?
Good evening. Actually, you see, the task is so mammoth. Like when on 15th of August 2014, when Prime Minister Modi has announced that by 2019 we will make India open defecation free. At that time, 12 crore toilets was to be constructed in rural as well as urban.
Yes.
So the task is such a mammoth task, and for that, if you say take the average construction cost of a toilets, so it comes to almost 300,000 crore.
Yes.
So what the government has done so far it's a really commendable job. And the cess which was introduced 0.5% on the service tax. I mean that is a very minuscule point amount from our point of view. Being as an NGO, we understand that what kind of problems is really the government is facing, because
Ajay Kumar, how many of these toilets are being built in urban slums? How many of them are being made available to slum residents of urban areas?
The question is with you.
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Or
Ajay, I'm asking you.
No, the urban slums has, there is a different system, there is a different schemes under which urban slums are being provided with the toilets. And out of that, I don't have the exact figure with me. I mean, Mr. Kakkar can, give throw some light on that.
Mr. Kakkar, okay, go ahead. How many of these toilets are being built in urban slums?
Yeah, it's like this. There were two components of public toilet. One was called public toilet, which was for the person who's transient in the city, and he wants to use a toilet. So that the requirement was to be met by constructing one toilet, and every one toilet seat should be available every 1 kilometer as a person walks. And then there was this toilet requirement for the slums, which were called community toilets, where because of lack of space in the premises of the person or the family, he needs to get into go away from his residence and get into a toilet, which was supposed to be within a range of 500 meters. So the figures which we have got from all the states, the data which I have as of today is 75,000 out of the 2.56 lakh units which are supposed to be constructed. 75,000 community toilet seats have been constructed.
Okay, 2.5 lakh was supposed to be constructed. You're saying 75,000 has been constructed. I want the other members of the panel to come in here and support these numbers if you can. I'll start, of course, with Subbaiah TS, the founder of Citizens for Sustainability in Bangalore. We know Bangalore currently is being drowned by garbage. There's garbage on every street corner in Bangalore. The government in Karnataka has completely and utterly failed to solve the garbage problem. Subbaiah, tell us, do you believe that the Swachh Bharat campaign is working in any way for the city of Bangalore?
See that actually, if you see the the Swachh Bharat thing had to start in 14 and end by, this is supposed to end by 19, and we are already in 2016. And it's not only toilets, there are a lot of other things like solid waste management. There is, all these educating people about defecation, open defecation, to stop those things. We don't see, other than the ads that come out in half-page ads of the newspaper or the full-page ads in newspaper, on ground the implementation is zero. We see that huge amounts of money. I see, if you see, go to their website and check out the data, almost 900 crores has been spent on this particular mission as of now for last 3 years. But if you see the number of toilets, like what you are asking about community toilets, I don't think, to put up a toilet itself, it will take about a year's time, and for government to call tenders and do this. But it's almost 3 years or 2 years into this whole process, and we don't see anything that's happened in community levels or slums that you're saying, at least for the urban population. I'm sure at lower levels in terms of villages it must be happening, but in Bangalore city we don't see. We see stylized toilets, 4-5 stainless steel kind of toilets being put up here and there, just as a thing, a symbolic thing to show people that it's being implemented on ground. But if you really walk into communities, you will never see. That is in terms of toilets. In terms of solid waste management, there is huge talk, there is huge awareness that's being created, but the ads doesn't talk about how the segregation has to happen, how citizens have to be participative in the whole process. It's only ad about popularizing the party or about the ministers, and it's about the scheme. The details of the scheme are never revealed. It doesn't talk about how citizens themselves can form groups, can approach government, and how various methods, how citizens can take benefit of this particular scheme. That's seriously lacking. That's what they should start doing. These advertisements should not
I'll
be
point out one thing to you, Subbaiah, that actually segregation in Bangalore is at least compulsory. That there is some sort of headway that's been made in that city. If we talk about a city like Mumbai, for example, where garbage is such a huge, massive problem, and the local government has not even managed to make segregation compulsory. In fact, in the studio with me is Saurabh Shah, who is a team member of a company called mobytrash.in. Saurabh, have you attempted to work with the BMC or what's called the MCGM to sort of bring down or control the garbage problem in Mumbai? Has the Swachh Bharat campaign helped in any way with the garbage problem in Mumbai?
Okay, so Mumbai MCGM typically is in the solid waste management industry, the way we call it, it's a tough nut to crack. There, it does not fall into their priority, solid waste management. Compared to that,
no, but I mean, considering the fact that we had that Deonar dumpyard fire, that the city was shrouded in smoke for 3 months, that citizens were upset and were protesting, somehow it's still not on priority for the government.
Well, unfortunately, that's the fact. However, there are other cities, what we offer is a decentralized solution in which the waste generator pays. Now, if I dissect your question in two parts, whether Swachh Bharat is working or not, and the second part about Mumbai, I would say Swachh Bharat is working in the sense that people in the country that we see, more and more people have realized that they should have ownership to the garbage that they generate. And
is that really a direct result of the Swachh Bharat campaign, or are we just seeing a more active population?
I think you can say it's a combination of.
Okay, it's a combination of you. You think that the money spent on television and radio ads is working?
It probably is, because we see that there is more and more traction. People understand when we speak that we have a solution for garbage. If we had to speak to people about 2 to 3 years ago, people would be like, doesn't really matter. But now if we talk to them, they say, okay, that this is a part of Swachh Bharat. We need to probably pay for getting our garbage treated. Whether that question combines to your question of what's happening to the cess, I might not be able to answer. But I definitely see that there is a lot of positive intent in the central government and in the people. However, the question of
so my question to you is simply this. Now, you are working on garbage. You said, of course, in the city of Mumbai, you've not made too much headway, but you work in Pune, you're working in Bangalore and a couple of other cities. Have you seen a higher allocation towards managing garbage from any of these governments? Because technically that should have happened, right? A trickle down of the intention from the center, which comes down to the state and the city, saying there's a higher allocation to cleanliness, there's a higher allocation to managing garbage. Have you noticed that change?
So not necessarily in monetary terms, but some of the cities...
So no.
Probably no is the answer.
So no is the answer, right. Okay.
But these urban local bodies, that some of the cities that we speak about, at least they have taken the step of mandating segregation, of making awareness, more and more awareness. This has happened over the years. So in the cities that has happened, And of course, there is also a population which believes in garbage management. That's where we see the results.
Okay, so the headway that has been made in some select cities
Yeah.
is that people are more active and governments are making it compulsory to segregate your garbage. This in no way gives us an account for the money that has been collected so far. Jaiveer Shergill, do you agree that the Swachh Bharat campaign has been a success?
Mr. Souza, I want to give three perspectives to this entire mission, the Swachh Bharat mission. First is, sans my political affiliations, the gravity and the seriousness and the magnitude of this problem. Second is whether the Swachh Bharat itself has been success. Third, the disproportionality between the collection and utilization of Swachh Bharat. Firstly, I think both from a government perspective and from a, I'm sorry to say, from a society's perspective, it's been 3 decades. We have had Clean India or clean sanitation, and during even UPR government, Nirmal Bharat Abhiyan and now Swachh Bharat, we have been very high on idolation and very low on implementation. And I say that sans political affiliations. Second is the government, our country does not have the infrastructure to clean or to deal with the amount of garbage that is created. Experts are sitting, subject to factual correction, 62 million ton is the garbage generated every day. 45 million ton is the garbage out of this 62 million basket which is not discharged, processed or treated in a hygienic condition. 29,000 liters of sewage is generated every day, and our country only has a processing capacity of 6,000 liters. So first problem is there is no infrastructure to deal in proportion to this discharge. Now it brings me to the second question of Swachh Bharat. I think, we always had this doubt or suspicion that this will only merely remain a camera abhiyan. It will not see a bottom implementation. Now, I'm giving you data of what is presented in the Lok Sabha on 2 occasions. 10th December 2015 by Mr. Ram Kirpal Yadav, 27th April 2016 by Mr. Venkaiah Naidu. According to their own figures, whatever the target which was set till March 2016, in terms of urban area toilet construction, they have only met 24%. In terms of public, the community public toilets, it's only 28%.
Right.
These urban solid waste management processing, the target of March 2016 alone was 30%. They have only collected 17%, where Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh are the worst performing. This is the data presented in the Lok Sabha. So this gives you a kind of a picture where the government stands as far as the commitment. And I'm very sorry to say the Prime Minister's own constituency, Varanasi, is one of the top, the worst 10 cleanest cities, which was ranked by their own agencies. Now, does that give a promising picture? Absolutely not.
All right, Gopal Krishna Agarwal joins us right now. All right, Jaiveer Shergill, let's get a response on that. Gopal Krishna Agarwal joins us on the show. Gopal, my question...
No, let me complete. I'll give you the last point of utilization of Swachh Bharat, Ms. D'Souza.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll give you last point.
All right, go ahead.
Now, as far as Swachh Bharat is, the cess is concerned, there was a RTI filed. You are telling me data. There was a RTI filed on 31st March 2016. They received a reply from Ministry of Finance saying we have no data on how much we have collected. Second, let's not forget there is a flaw in the cess itself. They do not share these funds with the states, which they should say. There is no dedicated pool. It goes all into the common pool. So the utilization of cess fund, there is no methodology or manner in which this fund has to be utilized. So the state government itself will handicap where to go. And lastly, let me give you a very horrific picture again. Are the states doing their best? Sans whichever the political color they bear. J&K is the worst example. 96% of the fund sent by the central government is unutilized till date. For the past 2 years, where the Bharatiya Janata Party
those are fair points. Let me bring in Gopal Krishna Agarwal.
Okay. The second last today.
Jaiveer Shergill, just let me bring in Gopal Krishna Agarwal right now. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, very simple question. Where is the Swachh Bharat cess going? And I want to tell you why we are asking this question right now. And I'm asking this on behalf of all urban Indians who live in Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai. We're drowning in garbage. Our garbage is not getting picked up. It's a huge problem of open defecation that is making everybody sick. The air pollution, we don't have clean water, we don't have clean air. The groundwater is polluted, and this is the case in all of our cities. There isn't a single city, including Kolkata, there isn't a single city that can claim to be any better. From the time the Swachh Bharat campaign was launched and the Swachh Bharat tax began to be collected. There just doesn't seem to be any headway other than just the media ads that we hear about. Where is the money going, and why can't the government give us better accountability? Gopal Krishna.
You have to understand one thing is, that the sanitation, water, cleanliness, etc. are state subjects and local municipality and local administrative issues.
So is the money being sent to the state and the municipality, Gopal Krishna Agarwal?
The responsibility of the...
So then the cess which is being collected by the centre should be then allocated to the states and the municipalities?
Yes.
Is it being done?
No, I tell you, what thing is now with the problem which you have mentioned. I joined late, I don't know. Let me complete. I had been listening to you. Let me complete, then you can talk.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Gopal.
Let me complete, then you can talk. Please question me. I joined late, therefore I am not do not know what happened in all debate earlier this time, but basically something which I got is, you have to understand that the cess is collected by the center for specific purpose. It goes, definitely it goes to the consolidated fund. Whatever taxes are collected by the center, they are not collected segment wise or ministry wise or this area wise. They are consolidated, and finally in the budget the government gives it in the action report, where it has all spent all the money which has received under different heads. So you will get at the end of the year where this was spent, where money was spent. It is a consolidated fund for the center pool. With regard to other thing, that there is some reservations which has been pointed out, that if this cess is, there is a problem with all kind of cess, that it is the states are not shared with it. So therefore, with the today GST has been passed, and in GST there is all kind of cess will not be there, and therefore this kind of problem will not be there in the next year.
Gopal Krishna Agarwal, those are very, very weak answers you're giving me. Those are very weak answers you're giving me. How can you say you'll find out at the end of the year?
The Swachh Bharat website itself.
No, but
if you are telling me that the money is being collected since last year,
but when you ask
whether where is the money going, Gopal?
No, I am telling you the fact of the case is, where the money is going, it will be given in the budget figures and expenditure figures of the central government.
That's not good enough.
And
You're going to make the citizens wait for a year to find out where that money is going.
I want to correct him.
Jaiveer Shergill, go ahead.
Let me finish one more point. I want to finish. Let me, just wait. I have to tell one more thing.
Bharatiya Janata Party.
No, you just listen. One point is that, let me finish first, then you can ask me question. Let me finish. One thing is that Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was never meant to clean cities by the center. It is the responsibility of the state. This was the campaign to create awareness among the people to keep their environment.
It's called Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Are you telling me the cities of this country are not part of this country?
It was an awareness campaign.
Why don't you tell me what this campaign is for? Tell me what this campaign is for. If you're saying Swachh Bharat Abhiyan does not include cleaning up our cities, what is it for?
3,800 crores.
What is it for? Tell me what it is for.
It is for awareness program. Do you think that the India can be cleaned by 3,800 crore, which is the target to be collected out of this cess?
I want to counter him.
Do you think the India can be cleaned by 3,800 crore, which is the annual target?
Subbaiah
TS. Never the intention that
your total
this cess will be used to clean the country.
You have collected more than that.
Are you telling me Gopal Krishna Agarwal, 0.5% cess is being collected from each of us for your television and for your radio campaigns? 0.5% cess is being collected from each of us for television campaigns and for radio campaigns, for newspaper ads. That's what we are putting money towards. I want to put our phone number on the screen right now. Let's quickly put our phone number on the screen. Let's bring in some audience reactions to this.
The
BJP
government of India runs itself shows 900 crores have been spent so far.
Of keeping the country clean is with the states.
So why are you collecting a cess? Why is the central government collecting a cess? What is the cess for? What is the cess for?
These are the state government.
Their own website, the central government's website says this money will be spent for building toilets, for solid waste management, for creating awareness.
All right. I want to first I want to hear from Subbaiah TS. Subbaiah, you've been working on this project for a while. Tell us, What does the website say? And we remember what the finance minister announced in the budget last year when he introduced the cess. He said very, very clearly this is money that will be used to clean up the country. Subbaiah, go ahead.
Yes. So there are about 7 objectives of the government that has been listed and clearly put up by the government. It's not we are saying. The government says the 7 main objectives. One is to stop open defecation in not only in villages and also in urban settings.
4,000 crore the government can clean the whole of India.
But at least those 4,000 crores should be used, Mr. Agarwal. 4,000 crore rupees is a lot of money.
You've got your numbers wrong. Please check your own website. It's a government website. You can go on to the website, the Swachh Bharat website by the Urban Development Department. On the website itself, you say you have collected more than
crores.
TS Subbaiah, please go ahead.
You got your numbers wrong. It is more than that.
TS Subbaiah, please go ahead.
So, out of the 7 objectives, one of the main objectives is to build toilets.
Mr. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, you're not letting anybody finish a sentence on this show. That's unfair. Mr. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, I want to hear the other guests speak. T.S. Subbaiah is an expert in sustainability and cleanliness. I want to hear what he has to say. Please let him finish. Mr. Subbaiah, please go ahead.
See, out of the 7 objectives that were listed, the top 3 objectives were first thing, build toilets and stop open defecation both in villages and in cities. And this question is not about cleaning up cities. The cleaning up of cities, the urban local bodies will do. This fund was supposed to be an additional fund which the centre will dedicatedly collect as part of cess and give it to the urban local bodies, state governments as a contribution from the centre, so that it goes directly for this activity and not for any other activity. So as per their target, what he is talking about 4,000 crores is completely wrong. The total estimated to be collected was 64,000 crores for over a period of 5 years, but they have achieved more than that in just 2 years' time. In fact, their own website puts up, it is not numbers that we are putting up, the website by the urban government, urban development part has put up. The Swachh Bharat website is there available, all details. As per them, by 2016 currently, they have spent 900 crores for all states put together. But on reality, if you see, you will not see anything as physical infrastructure. Most of it is print or media that you will see these advertisements being done. If you'll find some private partnership projects where you will see some show off projects for photo opportunities being done as put up at toilets and things like that. Otherwise, we don't see any actual things on the ground.
But Rishi Sridhar, is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan a photo op for the government? Have we achieved anything? Rishi Sridhar.
Frankly, from what little bit work we have done as part of Kabadiwala Connect, the Swachh Bharat campaign, from what we've seen, has at least brought in some change in the mindset of people that we have to start getting clean. The cleanliness word has gone into people's mind by this campaign. I think that's one positive thing about the campaign. Frankly, how much money has been collected in the central pool or how much has been spent is something which I definitely would not know. But I definitely do know that they can do a lot more with the waste management process in each city. At least in the urban
I agree
cities,
with T.S. Subbaiah about the fact that just using, like Gopal Krishna Agarwal told us, that the money is being used to create awareness, which basically means that the money is being used for a campaign, for a television and a radio and a print campaign. That doesn't seem like an adequate answer at all, Jaiveer Shergill.
I was telling that a campaign is meant for create awareness.
Also talks about how to achieve these
Mr.
Jaiveer Shergill.
Let's have some civility in the debate, Mr. Gopal Krishna. Now please hear me out. Firstly, I think, there are 2 factual errors the gentleman from the Bharatiya Janata Party is making. Number 1, the objective of the cess was to do creation of toilets. Number 1, garbage and waste management. As per own Lok Sabha records, out of this total fund created, 15 to 22% of that has been used for advertisement. That clearly shows the other 80% funds has been utilized for what? Mr. Venkaiah Naidu's own reply says only 24% of the target is missed, which shows that the government's target and interest is more in self-promotion rather than cleaning India. Point number 1. Point number 2, he tries to make that this is state, this is center. I am sorry, how the fund is structured, it is the duty of the central government to ensure timely release to the state governments and ensure its monitoring. Why it is not being done is again the Bharatiya Janata Party has failed to answer. Number 3, I asked him a question today. It's been 2 years. Varanasi has deteriorated in terms of cleanliness since the Prime Minister Modi has taken the constituency under its wings. Is that the example the Prime Minister sets before the country? Clearly the answer no. Number 4, 10,000 crore as a loan from World Bank came for cleaning India. If they already received 10,000 crore, where it is being used? Despite that 10,000 crore, why was the cess being imposed? Number 5, he must be aware in the clean environment cess, there is 66,000 crores of unutilized funds. So 50% of that 66,000 crores stands unutilized today. What happened to that 33,000 crores? So BJP has failed to convince the public on its intent to implement Swachh Bharat, and also failed to convince the public that it actually fulfilled its promise beyond the world of camera.
All right, very fair points. I know Rohit Kakkar wanted to come in
today.
All right, Rohit Kakkar wanted to respond. Rohit Kakkar is a technical advisor to the Ministry of Urban Development. Rohit, I have a very simple question for you. If we go by what Mr. Gopal Krishna Agarwal is telling us, this was a cess for the central government, not meant for the state government. Cleaning up the cities are a state central thing. Tell us how it works. Obviously, in the Urban Development Minister, where is the money coming into? Where is it going out? Give us an account of where the money is.
Right.
And who's going to clean up our cities?
Yes, ma'am. So it was like this when this entire program was thought about. We calculated that around 62,009 crore will be required to make the solid waste management and construction of toilets. These were the two major activities which we thought we'll take on under the Swachh Bharat mission when the cabinet approved it. In addition, but within this amount, we said that around 15% will be kept for the soft component, that will be the education, that is the IEC campaign, and for public awareness, and 5% will be kept for capacity building. So the overall estimated cost of getting the solid waste management of all these 41 towns was around 36,000 crores. Another around 7,000 crores was required for the construction of individual household toilets, around 600 crores for the construction of public and community toilets, and then this around 20% for the soft components. Now, so this entire thing came out to 62,000 crores, out of which the central government said that for construction of community toilets, we'll put in 40% of the cost, and we estimated the cost of toilet will be around 65,000. So we said we'll put in 26,000 per community toilet seat. For a individual household toilet, at that time we had anticipated a cost of around 18 to 20,000 rupees. We said we'll put in 20% of that. So for the solid waste management, we said per capita calculation will be around 1,200 rupees per capita. We said the central government can pitch in with 20%. So overall, the central government for the urban development part was 14,000 crore, 14,622 crores was supposed to be a central share. So there was some kind of, I think they mix up with the rural thing also, because that 4,000 crore which has been collected from the cess, around 1,000 crore would be the component, because the rural is a bigger party. So the 1,000 odd crore would have come to the urban, this thing. And the figures which were given about what has been released so far, around 2,500 crores has been released to the states. So about the control system which we are managing, we are implementing is that once a state is given any amount.
Mr. Kakkar, how much has been used in the media? Mr. Kakkar, how much has been used for the media campaign?
Yes, I'll tell you, ma'am. So the media campaign was supposed to be structured like this.
What is the total amount collected so far? The collected amount so far is more than that. More than what they've actually anticipated, 5 years collection. What they've collected in just 2 years is more than that.
Okay, about the distribution of the media IEC campaign, because I'm personally looking after the IEC campaign of the central government, what we did was that it was divided into 3 parts. That, like I said, that 15% was kept for the IEC, for the public awareness. This amounted to around 1,800 crores. Of this 1,800 crore, we said 40% will go to the cities, 40% will go to the states, because they'll have to design their local level campaign and the regional level campaigns, and 20% will be retained by the center. So around 360 crores is retained by the center for IEC, 720 crore goes to the states, and 720 is further given to the various cities depending on their population. So that is the structure. Out of the 360 crore rupees which was given to the Ministry of Urban Development for the 5-year campaign for the public awareness, so far I think around 35 to 40 crores has been spent by the Ministry of Urban Development, if that is the figure which you require.
That's the breakup of those numbers. It just seemed rather inadequate. Tony is on the phone line from Mumbai. Tony is a citizen. Tony, you've heard the conversation so far. We're talking about the Swachh Bharat tax, which you as a citizen have been paying. Are you satisfied with the accounts that you're receiving for the money?
No. See, what we are paying, now you see Juhu itself, Juhu beach, you see the cleanness there. tons of plastic all is thrown into the sea. From where it comes? Is Swachh Bharat? Can I ask this BJP person? Is it a Swachh Bharat? You come to the beach and see the condition of the beach. One rainfall and tons of garbage is on the Juhu beach. People can't walk. How the garbage is coming there? Where is Swachh Bharat? Why they are collecting all this taxes for what they are collecting? You see, like poor man toilets, they are in very bad shape in Bombay. Go and see them, but they were built up toilets. I'm telling you, but not new ones. The toilets which are not maintained. Where the Swachh Bharat cess is going? No, nobody's accountable. Nobody's accountable in this country.
Nobody's accountable in this country. That was a question directed at you. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, do you want to respond to a citizen?
Can I come in? One thing I just want to tell you that in this debate there is a complete disconnect between what people are expecting Swachh Bharat Abhiyan to be mission and what people are connecting it with the cleanliness in their local areas. It was never meant, this whole mission was not at all the objective that the Swachh Bharat mission will clean the beaches of the Mumbai.
I am sorry.
And second thing is, there was so much debate on how much. Just let me now finish. You asked me to. You let me now finish now. Once you said that you. Once you are telling that you let me talk to you. The main thing is that you are completely disconnected between what you are expecting Swachh Bharat mission to do for your local areas, garbage and cleanliness, etc., and what the figures of amount that has been collected. Now, Mr. Kakkar has very clearly mentioned that the amount has been collected about is 4,000 crores. That's now sure. The target over 5 years was 62,500 crores.
You're again wrong. It is not 4,000 crores. I don't know from where you got that 4,000 crores.
Put in place. Just now,
it is not 4,000 crores. And according to you, if it was not about cleaning the cities, why did the central government have to collect the cess?
And this
you could have allowed the urban local bodies to collect this money.
Listen, now why you are questioning in between? When you were talking, when you were saying why you are not letting others speak,
let me just clarify this. Let me just clarify this from the website of the Urban Development Minister.
You were also telling wrong numbers.
No. Mr. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, let me just clarify this on behalf of the government because I'm reading out of the website of the Urban Development Minister. Swachh Bharat campaign has two parts to it: Swachh Bharat Urban and Swachh Bharat Rural. I'm reading Swachh Bharat Urban Mission Objectives. It says mission objectives: elimination of open defecation, eradication of manual scavenging, modern scientific municipal solid waste management, which is what the gentleman was talking about in Mumbai when he said there is garbage on the beach in Juhu. We're talking about solid waste management to affect behavioral change regarding healthy sanitational practices, generate awareness, capacity augmentation of ULBs to create and enable an environment of private sector participation in CAPEX and OPEX. Okay, these are the missions. The mission components: household toilets, sanitary latrines, community toilets, public waste, solid waste management of cities, which is exactly what the gentleman was talking about when he called. He said there's garbage on my street. It is part of your objective. It is written on your website. Jayant Batra is on the phone line from Ahmedabad. Jayant Batra, go ahead.
So what you are expecting that the center will do this then?
If the center has collected a tax from me, I'm expecting the center will do it. If the center didn't want to do it, then it should have been collected by the urban local body. Tell the BBMP and the BMC and the local municipality to collect the tax. Why am I paying a tax to the center if the center? What do you mean the center should not be able to do it?
And the maximum money is collected only at the... maximum money of this is collected only for major metros.
Go talk to your urban development minister. What is this Swachh Bharat all about?
Don't tell me not to expect anything from the Urban Development Ministry or the centre. Our expectations are fairly low to begin with, Mr. Agarwal.
Clean India, build toilets, process garbage, and here you are giving a different story.
I want to listen to Jayant Batra. I want to listen to Jayant Batra, who's on the phone line.
Naidu himself said in the parliament on 27th April.
Putting wrong words in the whole objective of the Yeah.
I'm reading it from the website.
That doesn't mean that he is saying that all cleanliness in the country will be done by center and now the state government has not to do any
Solid waste
responsibility.
management, Mr. Agarwal.
Because 0.5% on the service tax
Saurabh
is
Shah
being charged.
of mobitrash.in, please define
Yes, because
solid
Prime
waste
Minister
management. What does solid waste
capitalized on
management
Swachh Bharat
mean?
Abhiyan.
So-
He is
There is over
capitalizing
a
for the
period of
past 2
5 years. This
Mr. Agarwal, wait. We read solid waste management as a mission component of the Swachh Bharat urban. Okay, now we're talking only about the cities. We're not confusing it with rural. Saurabh Shah, who's a professional in the area, will tell us what solid waste management is. Saurabh, please explain this to her like you would explain to a 5-year-old, please.
So solid waste management is basically the garbage that comes out of our kitchens has to find a scientific way of disposal. And evidently that's not happening.
किसी को कचरा उठानी है.
Yeah.
And it's fundamentally solid waste management.
कचरा सिर्फ उठाना
और
नहीं है.
उसको हैंडल करना है.
Yeah, उसको handle करना है. That is the more important thing. That
साफ करेंगे.
Lifting, see, that's what our discussion, we have a lot of discussions at the Ministry of Urban Development, and the mission director, Swachh Bharat Mission, tells the people from the industry that even despite Swachh Bharat Mission, the municipal commissioners of the cities, for them, as long as the garbage is taken from the kitchen, as from the doorstep to a place where nobody can see, they thought that their job is done. But with Swachh Bharat, they expect the municipal commissioners to start thinking differently that how this garbage is going to be
Swachh
treated.
Bharat urban involves solid waste management, which involves removing garbage from the streets, from your houses, handling the dump yards that are catching on fire, handling the dump yards that are adding to the air pollution, all part of the campaign as self-declared by the government. Hence, my expectation as a taxpayer, Mr. Agarwal, is that the central government will clean up my street.
But that doesn't mean that central government will pick up the garbage from the...
I don't expect the central government to pick up the garbage. I need to expect the central government to find a way to get it done. Find a way to get it done.
Monitoring mechanism has to be stronger.
Yes,
that was not a central government responsibility. Why did they collect the cess in the first place?
That's the...
Why did you collect the cess in the first place? That's a very good point.
The municipals should have collected the cess.
Ajay Kumar has had his hand up for a very long time. Ajay Kumar, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Suja, basically, you see, there's the cess which is collected that goes to the Consolidated Fund of India. So, and sanitation is a state subject, mind it. So, whatever the money comes, that goes to the state government, and the state government then distribute it for the urban as well as the rural. So, if you are saying that nothing is happening, then so far 70,000 villages have been made ODF, open defecation free. So that money is definitely going for the construction of toilets, going for the providing public toilets in the public places. And you know, so far we have constructed 10,000 public toilets across the country and 1.5 million household toilets in India. So these all money is coming from the different sources. One from the cess, one from the government.
How much of it is coming from the cess? How much of it is coming from the cess, Mr. Ajay Kumar? How many of these toilets are urban? And how many are coming? How much is coming from the cess?
10,000 crore has been collected in the cess in last 1 year. So that is being distributed for the different purposes. And the task is so huge that if you expect that in just 0.5% of the cess, you will clean entire India, that is not possible.
My point is that it hasn't gotten much cleaner. In fact, let's hear from citizens. Jayant Batra is on the phone from Ahmedabad. Jayant Batra, go ahead.
Yeah. My question is for the BJP spokesperson, Mr. Agarwal. It is clear that there is no clear-cut policy to use this cess. That is Swachh Bharat cess. It is not very. That is not no clear-cut policy how to spend. Now you are telling that it is the responsibility of the state government or the state department, other department. Then why you are collecting the cess? What is the policy to spend to make it a clean Swachh Bharat? There is no clear-cut policy.
Well, Mr. Agarwal, do you want to respond to that? That's a citizen who has a question for you.
Cleanliness is the... Yes, the city, as per it is not we have defined that the center or state who is responsible for cleanliness of the places. It is the constitution that this under our constitution, sanitation, cleanliness, etc., drinking water, all these facilities are the responsibility of the state government and the local government. Center has no role in this. Otherwise, how center will do it? What is the role of the state government? The center has a different responsibility.
Which is what? Which is what?
I'm trying to
Mr. Gopal Krishna,
Can
what
you
is the centre's
understand that?
responsibility?
There is a confusion in the debate.
Tax in the
You are creating just simply a Clean Bharat mission is being declared by the central government. Therefore, all responsibility has now been devolved from the onto the center, and the state government is absorbed.
So what is the centre's responsibility then?
Is the mistake that you are creating in the debate?
No.
This is not the intention of Clean Bharat mission.
This is a confusion that you are having.
May I
tell you what the center is supposed to do?
Conveniently to mislead the public.
I have no.
In fact, they went into the cess mode because they could bypass the state and collect this cess.
Swachh
The
Bharat
idea of putting the
to
cess
create
because they did not have to go to the
awareness
parliament. They collected this money.
to create
They are using
toilets
it
in
only
the
for publicity and other
remote
purposes.
areas where they
He
are
is
not
talking about
available.
10,000 toilets
Center
across
has
India.
been
Do you think that's
No,
really enough?
built more than
Even
around
10
2
cities
crore
don't want
toilets.
it.
wanted
They
this
require more
cess
toilets than
fund
that.
for their self-promotion rather than cleaning India. That's the bitter truth.
Yes.
Only 20% of the cost is being met by the center through the cess and through their own contribution.
Remove open defecation and lot many toilets.
Now you're going to turn around and tell me, Mr. Agarwal, that removing open defecation is not the centre's problem, that it is actually the urban municipality's problem to provide sanitation, which is true. So whose responsibility is it then?
Not the problem.
So the 73rd and 74th Amendment allowed the local bodies to decide on these subjects, but the centre has taken over it.
We're asking a very simple question this evening. Where is the Swachh Bharat cess going? Why aren't any of our urban centres cleaner than they were before we started paying this tax? TS Subbaiah, this is an opportunity for you to ask the government the uncomfortable questions that you've been dealing with on the ground. Please go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, so what we want to know is, apart from publicity, if this money is given to local NGOs, see, it says about citizen participation, it talks about citizens, becoming more aware. And other than just putting up banners, if you can, there are a lot of NGOs, a lot of urban local bodies which don't have funds to do a lot of activities, awareness campaigns. There the money has to be spent, not just putting up in, even if you put up in newspapers, why don't you talk about segregation? In Bangalore, we have a lot of citizen groups, like we have a Bangalore Eco Team, we have a solid waste roundtable which is working. They're all independent citizen groups which are working towards cleanliness. So you should actually strengthen. The government has to put in money and help these organizations. You can spend the money in a much better way than just putting up ads in the newspaper. You can consult these kind of groups which are already working towards this. And if you see in the last, there are money allocated through Smart City Mission for all of this smart, solid waste management. You can start releasing those money. I think that money, other than just publicity in whatever numbers that he gave, 80% of the money that was allocated for publicity has already been spent. But if you see for the infrastructure, I think only the rest of 20% money has been used. When is the government going to start putting it on ground?
Right. When is the money going to be put on ground? Abha Bahadur is on the phone line from Delhi. She's a citizen who picked up the phone and called us. Abha, go ahead. We can hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Listening to this program, I'm totally shocked by Mr. Gopal Krishna's version that the centre has no role to play, whereas they are the ones for collecting the cess. And I would like to remind him, if he says it's the state's responsibility, there are many states under the BJP rule also, where we do not see any model cities as yet, even one where they can say that this transformation has been done. Cities are becoming unlivable, especially the slums, where women and girls have no toilets at all to go to. And on top of it, penalty has been imposed for open defecation, whereas there is no infrastructure. So the money should be spent on infrastructure and construction of toilets and cleaning of garbage rather than on advertisements. Because people all know that this is required. And money need not, 20% need not go on advertisements. It would be better if it was spent on infrastructure, which is really lacking, and the maintenance of the toilets, the community toilets, the public toilets, as well as the individual toilets.
It's a very, very good point, Abha. Thank you for calling us. Rohit Kakkar, first point, why can't we work more with NGOs who are already working in the space? There are three of those on this panel tonight, and we will send you a larger list if you want to. Is the government reaching out to these NGOs and facilitating communication that actually helps citizens understand how to segregate?
Absolutely. Ma'am, even yesterday itself, when we launched this Swachh Sarvekshan, that phase 2 of that, Jan Agra, which is a major NGO from Bangalore, I think, they have developed an app for the central government. There's
Yes.
Yes, there's so many. They have developed beautiful app. I'll also like to point out through your channel that 1969 is a number which is now available across the country. Anybody can ring up and he can give the picture can be taken and that can be registered that this is a complaint from a citizen.
And
so
then
this
what happens?
entire app.
What
this app
happens
has
if I call in and complain? After that, what happens?
So what happens that in case you report to one, there are two activities which you have done. That is, one is 1969. You ring up from your normal you're supposed to lodge a complaint, and the call center will deliver your case to the authority of that town, and then we are monitoring from the center. That is one that has been launched yesterday, sir. We don't have to.
Second, tell me something. Why do you need a separate app created by the central government if this problem is being solved by the local level government, right?
Absolutely.
This is something that the municipality has to solve. All municipalities already have their own hotline and they have their own website, which don't respond because we've tried them.
So you received the complaint but no action. Let's say the complaint there's no toilet, but you cannot build a toilet overnight, right?
Let me just try to finish, sir. Before that,
you should have first build toilets and then build the app. First build toilets. First build toilets. First build collection, garbage segregation points.
Point is taken, sir. Point is taken. Let me just try to finish. Let me just explain how we are thinking about it. What was seen like this point absolutely has to be agreed that this was a state responsibility the center took on, and we said that we will also, because we can plan at a larger level so that we can.
I have a quick question for you. I'm running out of time. I also have one question for you, Rohit Kakkar. Just give me the account of this. The Swachh Bharat campaign has two celebrity faces, Vidya Balan and Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. How much money has been spent on these celebrity faces to associate with the Swachh Bharat mission?
Right. Regarding Ms. Vidya Balan, she was with the Ministry of Drinking Water Sanitation, which is dealing with a rural component of it, nothing to do with urban. This entire mission, this entire program started before the launch of Swachh Bharat mission, so we'll not talk about it. About Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, as far as I know, and that is as of today, nothing has been paid to him. So
nothing has been paid to him. So we can RTI that information that nothing has been paid to him.
Nothing. As of yesterday,
that can be believed. This is what we also understand, and through interactions with Mr. Bachchan on Twitter, he's actually not charged anything, and he is promoting.
Absolutely, and he's.
So as I understand, he's promoting city compost.
The central government is now doing is that, ma'am, there are three activities which took on. We said the compost manufacture.
Tragedy of this government is none of their schemes have travelled beyond camera onto the ground.
So this compost manufacturing,
compost manufacturing
is being supported.
Is that the attention
I have one citizen on the phone line. Rishi is on the phone line right now from Mumbai. Rishi, go ahead.
That is the tragedy.
Looking at the show, that when the center or the state ball game ping pong is going on, I just want to ask the central government representative, so all the area which is ruled by central government, like the Pondicherry, Andaman, Nicobar, Lakshadweep, even the national capital, are fully clean, because here there is no state government. I talk about Delhi is clean.
No,
like
state government.
Pondicherry
has got a state government. Delhi has also got a state government.
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, though union territories come directly under the centre, incidentally, so does the city of Delhi, as we have been reminded over the last few days, is a union territory. Are union territories clean?
JNK is with BJP.
No, for this point, the BJP would say that this is not a union territory.
If everything was clean, then what would have been the problem? What was the use of this campaign? The campaign means that there is lot to be done on the cleanliness side. Indian cities and places are not clean. They are dirty places, common place. That's what the PM has been saying. We have to create a mass awareness, and what I want to tell you is that awareness is only 15% has been allocated to create awareness about cleanliness. Balance is being done by through the process of CSR from the private sector also. The Rotary Club is building, Lions Club is being involved, even CSR funds are involved from the corporate houses, and therefore we have been able to build more than around 2 crore toilets across the country.
As far as utilization of
this is first time the center government has taken upon its responsibility.
To do what? To create awareness.
First time the center has taken an accountability route you are
put PM's
able to
picture on
question
the,
them.
with the broom on the pamphlet.
Yes.
All right, unfortunately, I have run out of time on this debate, but the question of the Swachh Bharat campaign or the Swachh Bharat mission is something we're going to keep an eye on. We're going to demand accountability from all forms of government, whether it is at the centre or at the various states or local municipality. Our focus is the quality of life for the urban citizen, wherever you live, whether it's Delhi, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai, Kolkata, Ahmedabad. If you see garbage or you see any sort of dirt on your streets, on your city, which is also your home, take a photograph or a video and send it to us. Our contact details are on your screen. My personal Twitter handle is on your screen as well. You can get in touch with me personally. We are not letting this campaign go until we have cleaner cities, until we have healthier environments to raise our children in. It's the least we can expect as citizens who pay almost half of what we earn as one form of tax or the other. Our campaign continues. Stay with us after the very quick break. Urban Debate 360, where we bring you news on civic issues that affect you in every one of the cities in India. Don't go anywhere.